Automotive myths, Nick and Andy, take one.
Myth. No, myth. Wait, oh my God.
Myth or not myth?
I'm nervous. Why am I nervous?
I don't really know why.
I'm not an actor.
But I do play one on TV.
Hey, Greaser here with Dorman Products. I'm with Nick, Keith, and Miriam, and today we're going to be talking about some automotive myths you might have heard. Are they true or not?
Gladiators, ready?
It's a myth.
Myth.
That's a myth as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
New cars have crumple zones. They are equipped with airbags,
the addition of like ABS.
ABS, traction control. So there's a lot of safety features on new cars that old cars never had.
My dad worked in the car crash safety industry. He used to crash cars and analyze the crumple patterns and whatnot. So
Now there are maybe some other things that an older car can do better than a new car. Safety just isn't one of them.
No.
yeah.
That is a myth.
That's a total myth.
Any car? No, that's a myth.
That's a myth.
There are a lot of vehicles that will not benefit from premium gas.
Only high performance cars are higher octane, 91, 93.
There's really no benefit.
If you feel like your car runs better because you paid extra money for the fancy gas, maybe that's working for you, but no, that's a total myth. Having ridden motorcycles for a long time, I can tell you that is a myth.
If they run into a car,
That myth of this probably comes from motorcycles being smaller.
If you're on a motorcycle and you're trying to stop quickly, you don't want to stop too quick because what if you flip?
It's a lot more dangerous when you're trying to stop really quick on a motorcycle, so
Because of contact patch. I mean, there's no getting around the fact that you only have a small amount of rubber actually touching the road. The physics of it probably go opposite of what
Right.
you would expect.
not true.
Myth,
myth.
total myth.
No way.
All season tires mean all season. They will ride through snow, but a certain amount of snow.
You're probably just getting something that's medium good at regular driving and medium good at snow driving. So
Snow tires are completely different. Snow tires are much stiffer. They have a much more stout tread.
Snow tires are specifically built for snow. So they can handle 1 inch on up.
An all-season tire is not going to get you around in the snow like a snow tire will.
Absolutely not. I think the only people who say this myth are people who have not driven on real snow tires.
Yeah, true. That is a myth.
It's a myth.
Not true.
myth.
The car's trying to tell you something.
Check engine light is just one light, but it could be multiple parts that fail.
But at the very least, get a code reader on it.
And there are many things that could be affecting the vehicle's running condition that you may not feel.
If you don't know what the light is, you should treat it as if it's something serious, even if you don't notice any immediate symptoms.
Get it scanned and find out what the problem is, so it doesn't explode and become
Literally.
bigger problem. Older cars, you could probably get your engine wet.
You shouldn't soak it.
There could be some truth to it.
Newer cars, that's a different animal.
If you're washing your engine, you're going to get water in places that you don't want it to go,
Yeah.
into connectors and things like that.
I
So
think connectors are where this mostly comes from.
Water has a tendency to get into connectors and you can cause some damage.
Like, how are you washing your
Like
engine?
if you're using a power washer, you don't want to get up close and blast it.
I have seen too many people just go ham with the pressure washer.
A little wet shouldn't be a problem.
I guess it's a myth. Unless you're using a pressure washer,
Yeah.
take it easy.
I think this one's debatable. Really, you need the context. That's a myth.
It's not a myth. I don't know that you need to do that, but your car will probably appreciate it.
If you do 3,000 miles in a month, yes, you should change your oil. If you do 3,000 miles a year, you should have already changed your oil.
Now, with these newer cars, some of them use synthetic or synthetic blend oils. You can put more miles on it.
I would do it 3,000 to 5,000.
It all depends on what type of car you got. That is possibly true.
I don't think
Myth.
that's a myth.
Possibly a state trooper.
Usually there's a cop coming, so yeah, slow down.
If it's a cop flashing their lights at you, you should probably slow down.
Your headlights are not on.
If it's just a regular driver, they're just telling you to turn your lights on.
If somebody's flashing the lights at you behind you, they're not coming up on you. They're behind you. It's in the rear view.
Whole nother meaning.
Right.
Totally different meaning.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, get out of the way. Exactly.
Speed up
It
or
could
move
mean
over.
your lights are out, but I'm going to go with get out of the way. I'm moving.
Yeah. Also not a myth. If you see that, you may want to think about your speed, or at least be aware of the impatient driver behind you who wants you out of the way.
Yeah. That is 100% myth.
That's a myth.
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 Pressure on the sidewall is simply the max pressure.
What you're looking at is the max pressure that tire should be inflated to, period.
That's the max pressure.
And the real number you're looking for, it's in the door jamb, just inside the car. You go right past it every time you get in and out. Look at that number.
You should always set your tire pressures to what the manufacturer specifies, which is in the door jamb of the vehicle. Yes, you can. That's not a myth. However, you still want to run a thermostat for a multitude of reasons.
I don't agree with it. I mean, you probably could run it.
You can run it, but like, why?
would you?
If you're driving a newer electronic car, yes, you need a thermostat.
It's going to allow your engine to warm up quicker.
If you're driving an old car that does not have much electronics and stuff, you probably can get away without running a thermostat.
Unfortunately, mornings, even in those hotter climates, a lot of times they do get colder, and you really want to run that consistent temperature so that your fuel trims are correct in the vehicle.
That seems like something that someone who didn't feel like buying another thermostat would say while living in Florida.
That is a myth.
Not necessarily.
If your car drives straight, your toe is probably in spec.
Just because the car tracks straight, which is good, it doesn't mean that the complete alignment is good to go.
There's a ton of adjustments that will affect the way the car drives.
You could be driving straight and your wheels like this. You know what I mean?
Tires could be all messed up.
You could have a car that drives nice and straight, but it wears unevenly on the tires.
You should always have your alignment checked.
Personally, yeah, I'd go with that.
Depends. I mean, you only leak when you have bad seals.
If your engine isn't tight and if your gaskets are old, yes, I think it will find its way out.
Synthetic oil tends to come in lighter weights, and so maybe a lighter weight oil will be more likely to get past some seals that were fine with conventional oil.
A synthetic oil might leak faster because it has a thinner consistency.
If it's going to leak with synthetic, it probably won't be that long until it's leaking with conventional.
Right.
That's basically the concept of ABS.
The confusion about this one probably comes from the pre-ABS era, when people had to do that
Right.
brake pedal pumping by themselves.
If your vehicle doesn't have ABS and you're on a slippery surface, you're heading downhill, if you pump your brakes, you have a better chance of stopping than if you just lock them up and slide.
People who didn't have ABS back then and stuff, that's what you were told to do, to pump your brakes.
That's a myth. That's definitely a myth.
There is no red check engine light.
I've never seen a check engine light red.
That's
Did it get red?
Maybe it would be bad. It's a new level of bad that I've never seen before.
That question is a myth. The red engine light is a myth.
All right, well, thanks for joining us on this video on Automotive Myths. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Drop a comment and check out our other videos we have on Shop Press.